Game time, baby.
All right, peace. Welcome to the show. This right here is Humble Beginnings. For those who were tuned in to the first couple times we tried this, I apologize. I was having some technical issues on my end, so we just gonna jump straight right on in. This go around. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling?
What's going on, fam?
Myself.
Living the dream.
Okay. All right, y'all. So we kind of a little bit behind schedule. We're just gonna go ahead and get straight into this thing. Y'all know we are talking about control, and that's what we're gonna dive into. I got a few questions I want to pose to the team, and we're gonna dive into this thing. But the first question I got as we dive into the thing, first I want a proper understanding of this. Is there a difference between control and controlling? That's the first thing I want to know before we dive in. Is there a difference between control and controlling? I'm gonna start with Miss Izzy, looking all famous and stuff like that. So, is there a difference between the two?
ING. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. One is just the noun, and one is an adjective. I don't really know. I don't think there's too much of a difference.
Okay. Chef Joe, what you think? Is there a difference between control and controlling?
No, sir. I don't believe so. Both of them fucked up.
Priest, is there a difference between control and controlling?
I don't really think so. I think you cross the line of controlling when you try to control things that's out of your control. That's when it becomes controlling. I don't know. That's a weird question.
Matt, what you think? Is there a difference between control and controlling? I think you're on mute. You're on mute, Matt.
Yeah, he on me.
I definitely think there's a difference. I think control is just an action, and I think controlling is a behavior, like a continuous behavior for someone. When you say someone is controlling, it's usually a history of that happening, and control is just one incident, one occurrence of something. So I think that's just the big difference of it. One is to describe a behavior, and one is just to describe action.
Is action not behavior though?
It's not like a continuous behavior. I did say continuous earlier too. So I don't think it's like a continuous behavior. It could be one incident, one occurrence of something happening.
All right. So I got this for us. There's definitely a difference between control and controlling. One thing I think people have to understand or people have to learn. I'm gonna deal with controlling first, but controlling is a lot easier to address. Controlling is when somebody or something is trying to make you do something and push you towards doing something. Control is actually a system itself, right? So control is also a synonym for the word discipline, and control is actually structure. Mm-hmm. So control itself is a structure in itself. And then controlling is what someone is trying to do. And I'm going to really dive into it. I don't want to jump the gun posing my questions, but there's a difference. One is a system, and one is actually an action that someone is actually doing. So I'm going to leave it at that part for right now, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit deeper. But I'm going to do it as the questions go along, because I don't want to jump the gun on the question. So let's get into it. Do most people like being controlled? From y'all opticians, from what y'all see out here, do it ever seem like most people, or a lot of people, may seem like they want to be controlled?
No, but some people are so fearful that they allow control to happen. I don't like to be controlled. I got my free mind, and I don't mind using it. But that's just me.
Okay. Easy, what you think?
I think we're all controlled to some degree, that we're probably sometimes ignorant to. But if we were to think, like, if we knew that we were being controlled, I don't think we would like it. So in terms of like the like of it, probably not, no.
What you think, Matt? You're on mute.
My fault. I think subconsciously people do like it. I think it's just hearing it because people got egos as well. So I think the ego kind of blocks people from actually liking to be controlled. But comfortability, most people like comfortability, and there's a level of controlling that. Most people like being under a system. Most people are followers. So if most people are followers, then how can most people not like to be controlled? It wouldn't go together. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think most people like to be controlled. It's just if it's the right person, they may not like a lot of certain people that's trying to control them. But everybody has that one person, whether it's their grandma, whether it's their mother, whether it's the big brother, or whether it's just a system. Most people like some form of control, yes.
Okay. Caprice, what you think? Do most people like being controlled?
I think it depends on the circumstances or the person. I think when it comes to women, I think we like to be controlled by who we want to be controlled by. And outside of that, I think we are being controlled in some certain degree. Like, especially like if you working for somebody, you got a job, you're being controlled to a certain aspect. So, consciously, I don't think people like to be controlled depending on who it is or what it is. Subconsciously, we are being controlled.
Okay. So I think that to answer the question, I think the answer is yes. Most people like being in control. I think people just like to choose what is the control factor. I think people I don't think people want to be controlled by something they're completely against. But I do think people, because remember what I said, one is actually a structured system, and then controlling is when someone is actually making you do something. So as far as the system goes, because we're talking about control, most people abide by a system, and they will rely heavily on a system because without structure and without a system, things would be kind of very anarchical, we'll say. And it would be a lot of chaos because there will be no order. So we need control in many different ways. I just think that people like to choose where it lies. So of course you don't want control in the aspect of someone just comes and grab you and say, no, you got to do this, or you have to do this, or you ain't got a choice. I understand that people don't want it in that fashion, but people do want control because people do want system. Because remember, it's a synonym also for discipline, for structure. So I think when it comes to people like being in control, I think people do like structure until they don't, until in a certain degree. Because some people just have their moments and times when they go through phases, and you see whether or not they're rebellious towards certain things or whether or not they tend to oblige. Izzy brought up something, which was one of my questions, was do a lot of people even know if they're being controlled? Because Izzy kind of mentioned that. What do y'all think? Do people even know when they're being controlled?
I don't think all the time, but I think a lot of times, yes. I believe it's like an on and off type thing. I believe that sometimes they don't know and it's happening, and sometimes they do know and they don't mind it, or they do mind it, you know. And as a matter of fact, we can hit on a conversation we had on the last stream I was on, where Miss Caprice was saying if a guy told her a lie, you know, and then went back on his word, she wouldn't respect it. But if the guy didn't say nothing and the same thing happened, it would be cool because she don't know. And we was kind of hitting on that's a form of control. Just because you don't know, it's not happening. You know, so I think some people, they don't know and it can happen, and they do know and it can't happen or cannot happen. So that would be my point on that.
Yeah, because within that conversation, we was speaking to the concept of omission is also used in a form of manipulation.
Yeah.
And just because it's not being spoken outward doesn't mean that there's still not things being maneuvered behind the scenes, like that whole sleight of hand thing when it comes to magician. So just because a person don't say something doesn't mean you still don't control it. Still, you know what I'm saying, running the board.
That's
Some people
fact.
don't know how to deal with what's exactly being spoken or what's in front of them. So I think that people are definitely controlled all the time.
Would you agree? Before you move on, would you agree? Because I was going to hit on what you kind of moved it. Would you agree that it's a comfort level, Because you think about it, like in a lot of situations, the control, when people say I don't like what's controlling me, they usually say that when it's a situation they start to be uncomfortable with. Because if let's say example, if you're in a dating realm, if a female dating a guy that she used to dating that type of guy that moves like that. Let's say example, he like a street dude, and she used to wild stuff or him being erratic. Then she meets a guy that's more like stable and more organized. He says, "I need you to do this, this, this." She'll say he controlling, but the other guy said he want her to do this, this, this. And he's not controlling. She went along with it. So I think it's like a comfort zone to what you see controlling, uncontrolling. It's really not controlling. You're just uncomfortable with it.
I agree. I don't like how you jumping the gun though. I mean, that was the next question I was about to get into relationships, but okay. I mean, we can go ahead and keep it going. Okay. What you about to say, Chris?
I think that comes down to choice though. I think if you give somebody the choice to come under your control, it's not really controlling. It's more of a structure. But if you you're gonna do this and you don't have no choice but to do this, then it crosses the line of controlling, and it's not like that's not what somebody would prefer to be under. Somebody would like the choice of, if I'm gonna be with you, to have the decision of whether to be under your structure or not. It's not an end or be or type of situation.
But the choice isn't necessarily verbally that you're giving an ultimatum. Some people move in a manner that demands a certain level of cooperation. So like a lot of females, they may say that, like what you just said, but they'll still submit or be controlled by a guy that moves like that. It's kind of like what you said on the last show. Some people just don't like hearing it. They don't like that you vocalizing it. But you don't have to vocalize it. You can move in a way that demands that somebody act a certain way around you and still get those results. I would still say, that man demands a certain level of respect when he comes around, or a certain level of control.
I agree with that to a certain extent, because if it's predicated on how the man moves, and I would look at more as like that's how he's disciplined, instead of like he's trying to be something he's not and trying to control me to be under something that he doesn't normally do. Like that's how you move, that's how disciplined you are. That's you. That's authentically you. But when it's coming off when it's not coming off authentic, then it's like it's not.
So I think we're saying the same thing then. So it's not really the control. People don't like certain controlling styles. Everybody has different controlling styles and techniques. So some people are uncomfortable with certain styles and techniques, and some people are comfortable with other styles and techniques. I think it's more of a style thing than you just don't like control at all. Not saying you personally, but that person.
Yeah, I don't think people have a problem with the structure. I think people just don't like the directness of someone telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, I think like and like just like how you're saying, like even in the format, like when you take like a job, it comes with structure, but people don't like the directness of it. You get what I'm saying? So they don't like the approach of it. It's not that they got a problem with the control itself. It's just like how you hear women talk all the time. They always talk about, like, we always get on this thing about tone and delivery. Mm-hmm. We can get the same shit done, but if you say it to them in a certain way, if you put a tone or something behind it, they get up in an uproar and they get offended and all that. Now you can still get the same task done and literally still control her, but if you just don't say it to her that way, if you don't apply the aggression, if you don't deliver it a certain way, then she'll be like, she'll accept it. If you say it to her a way, she'll accept the level of control. But if you say it to her aggressively, then she'll rebel against the control. But it's still control. It's still the exact same thing being done, nonetheless.
And even on the opposite end, some people like a certain level of humility when it comes to women. So on the opposite end, the woman that asks for everything don't get as much as the woman that don't ask for nothing. And some women have mastered how to be feminine and don't ask for certain things to get what they want. They know that if I ask this guy to buy me this, if I ask him to give me money, it won't happen. But they know certain people know certain maneuvers and techniques that I can get everything I want from a guy, and I never had to ask. Because some people just like the style of you asking them or you vocalizing certain things. So.
Oh yeah, you can manipulate it all day. Even men, there are certain men who are more tuned into this cycle, and they know how to do it with women all the time too. And the same way with women. There's women who know how to do it and get over on men all the time. It's just all about, do you know how to play it or not? But we'll give some. I'm gonna give some examples. We can give some examples. So we talking relationships. So I want to deal this around friendships. Would you consider someone to be a bad friend if they are the type to be controlling? Like if they were to tell you, yo, you need to be doing this right here with your life. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing this. Or how about you do this? Or why don't you consider this? Or how about you do this? If you have a friend, you call them a friend, and they are a controlling type of a friend, do you view that as a bad friend? Or do you look at them as that's just them? That's just John. Or that's just Keisha. How do y'all view that? All right, well, do you look at them as a bad person if they are controlling?
Well, that could be predicated. It's the difference between controlling and motivating. Like motivating, like please, you can do better like that. But controlling, just keep telling you over and over. I mean, if that his personality, always trying to motivate / control, I don't know.
So what? So wait. What will be the difference though?
That's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm thinking like, what is the difference?
Because to me, the only difference would be just the way the person receives it. Because you can receive something and then you take it as being offended, but that doesn't mean that person is not being motivating. It's just that you're taking it as an offense. It's just like if it's a big girl and I'd be like, yo, hey man, come to the gym with me, man. Yo, let's go ahead and work out, man. You're getting a little husky, girl. I want you to lose some weight. And then I keep saying it to her over and over again. I'm still trying to motivate her. Now, if she get offended, it didn't make, anything I said more malicious or anything like that. I'm still trying to motivate you. Just because you got offended don't make it any less of what I was trying to do. It doesn't sway my intentions.
And I think both of those can exist. Can coexist, and both of those can be dependent of each other as well, according to the scenario.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was actually a difference because Chef Joe was like motivating and then control. I think they go hand in hand personally. I
think that and this is the question I'm posed to Izzy since she ain't spoken in a minute, then anybody else can hit it too. We all don't like control. We don't like, well, everybody ain't said that, but a few people said they don't like control. But if you think about it, even with your friends, your family members, there's a certain level of control. No one likes to be, they can say that, but when you think about it, no one likes to be around nobody they can't control at all. This panel, KJ invite us on here, even though it's not like a bully thing, there's a certain level of control. He know that we're going to respect him because it's his platform. He wouldn't just invite anybody up here if he couldn't control anything about it. Like, there has still to be a certain level of respect and know-how when you're dealing with certain people. So, like, I would never deal with nobody where there's no control at all. Like, there has to be some level of, I think I control something about this person, or I have a certain level of respect about it. So I think we hear certain things and it's trigger words. It's trigger words from upbringing or ego and stuff involved with it. But when you think about it, your friends, the people you hang around, you feel like you have a certain level of control, at least about the situation, not in a negative type way, though.
What was the question you said you was going to pose to Izzy?
Do you like do you like being around somebody that you can't control at all?
Honestly, the type of person I am, probably not. I don't know, like, I think it just depends on like how you were raised. It's like the people who control and the people who, don't. And then there's like maybe like a little gray area in between that. But all in all, like, I need to know that, like,
they won't
and
fly.
this is, sorry?
They won't fly off the hinges.
Yeah, like, I just need to I just need to know. I just need to know that, like, there's like a certain, like, I guess with control, there's like a certain respect towards me. So it's like, I don't know, you just can't be you just can't be out here acting crazy, and like, saying whatever to me and doing whatever to me. Because at that point, like, you can't act that way towards me, like, maybe you can do that with other people. and that's, you know, your prerogative. But with me, there's a certain level of like way you carry yourself, and that's because of the way I carry myself and the way I like perceive myself to be, you know. So otherwise we just can't be friends or whatever relationship we have.
So, Josh, what you think about the question? Would you consider them a bad friend when they trying to control you?
Well, I consider them my best friend. They're trying to control me.
They telling you what to do all the time. Because you said it's the difference between being motivated. So, how you viewing it?
What are they trying to tell me to do? That's good. Cause what you? I need to know in what aspect, what event, like what you trying to tell me
Like
to do?
they telling you like where you should be hanging out. They telling you where you should do like what the things you need to be doing with your career. Like, yo, you need to do this right here with your business. You need to do this right here. You need to do this right here. Yo, why you not doing this? Yo, you going hit the club? Come on, man. You gonna wear them sneakers right there with that outfit, man? Come on, man. Put something else on, man. Throw this right here on, man. Come on, man. Why you keep going to that same spot, man? Come on, man. Let's hit this hookah lounge over here, man. Let's go do this bar over here. Come on, man. You entertaining that chick right there, man. What are you talking to her for, man? Yo, come talk to this little baddie joint over here. Like, they just telling you what to do, bro.
I guess it depends on the situation, bro. Because half that stuff you say, I don't do anyway. So how the fuck they gonna control me? I don't do half that shit anyway.
No, but I would have to ask though, like, you know, if you feel like you have to control me to like that detriment, do you even like me, or are you just like controlling people?
Ooh.
I mean, it would be that's a fair question.
Hey, here's the thing. Here's an even more fair question. When people are controlling, like let's say example, those same demands you use, KJ, because I thought about this before you started the show. Is it usually people just are telling you what to do just because they like telling people what they do, or you usually come from something you've expressed that they're just trying to keep you on the guideline of what you express? Like, say example, when two people are building towards a relationship, and that man or that woman is like, "Hey, why aren't you doing this? Or why are this moving along this?" I kind of feel like most people are controlling it based on something that the other person said. Like the other person said, "I want to work out." Another person like, "I don't see you working out. Get up in the morning. Like, do this, do that." Like, you eating that again today? Why are you doing that? Most of the time, I feel like that's coming from something that the other person has expressed before. And as a friend, I'm trying to hold you to what you've expressed. I'm not just throwing something at you out the blue. So I'm trying to say, do you think it comes from something people express, or just I know some people do have it, or is it just some people are just controlling? What would you say the majority of it is?
But wouldn't that be considered like somewhat motivation too? If you tell them, like, if you told a friend, like, keep me grounded and all that. It depends how you take it.
Yeah, I definitely would say it's motivating, but like the question was, do you think like most people are controlling because something the other person has expressed, or most people are doing it just because they like controlling it?
Or they doing it just to do it?
Yeah.
If I had to put it in the realm of most when I see it,
I think that's like that could be like a 50-50 possibility.
yeah, I'm about to say I think that's pretty close. I don't think it's like a landslide on neither one, because I can see what Matt's saying, but I think a lot of people just like trying to control people personally.
I think a lot of people try to live vicariously through other people, and when they do that, they try to get people to live a life that they didn't get a chance to live, and it may not be what that person wanted to do. So I don't know. That could be like a 50-50 possibility. But to the
Because you see parents do it with their kids all the time.
But I feel like, but people automatically feel they have a duty to lead their kids a certain way anyway. But I feel like in general, I feel like if somebody ain't showing no signs of doing something and they clearly don't want to do it, I feel like unless that person has done it before and they fell off, or that person has expressed that's something they want to do, most people ain't pushing that crackhead who ain't even showing no hopes to get no job. Hey man, you need to go get a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. If that man ain't showing no sign ever express anything, most people ain't just going to a random person or even a friend saying you need to do this, do that, unless there's been some expression of the desire to do it at some point.
All right, so I'll do this. I don't even think it had to be an expression. I think control comes along with entitlement. I think that naturally when someone says this person is my friend, they have a prerequisite of what that friend should be doing and what that friend should bring. The same way when people go into relationships, like some people like to throw their standards out there. You have a prerequisite of what needs to come along with you. What is the structure that you have to abide by? I don't think it has to be said. I think it comes along with entitlement. That you say, yo, if you my lady, then you have to do this. Mm-hmm. I don't even think she don't have to express none of that. I think that comes with your entitlement of her. And the same thing vice versa with women. So I think it comes with the title.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can see what you're saying on that too, but that will also go into just miscommunication from the gate because people don't just jump in relationships either. There was miscommunication, and the miscommunication ain't got necessarily.
That's a lie. That's the one thing people definitely do is jump into relationships.
Yeah.
My point, because I was about to hit on that. I think I clear it up. What I was saying is, you know how we talk about the different interpretations of what a friend is, the different interpretations based on where people are raised from, what a relationship is. I'm not saying they don't just jump into it, but I think people have a basic understanding of what, when they hear certain things and what that means, and they may not hit on it before they get in a relationship, but based on certain things you said, they interpret it based on their understanding of what that might mean of you thinking like this.
I don't think that's necessarily true all the time. I think people just have things
I didn't say all the time.
People just have things that they want, and they try to push that on the person that they want to be with. Like sometimes, you know how sometimes you say you want a homebody, but you go ahead and go after somebody that go out a lot. But then now when you with her, you want her to stay in the house all the time, but you met her when she was going out. So now you controlling something that she wasn't. That's being controlling, and that's not something that she expressed to you that she wanted to be a homebody.
But I think a lot of times that person says they want to be a homebody. And the other person, the other person, let me finish. I'm not saying the other person is lying. I'm not trying to make it a man versus woman thing. The other person has their interpretation based on where they're from, what going out too much is. They may think that I'm in the house 3 days, 4 days a week. I am a homebody. Because their interpretation, a lot of people have different interpretations of what you mean by certain things as well, too.
I think you're playing with semantics right now. People that go out, and somebody try to keep them in the house, they not with it. They want to be out. They want to be out. People
that's not what I said.
They want to be out. Like ain't nobody that go out all the time vicariously want to be a homebody. Like
no, I'm not saying that. I think you misinterpreted what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they probably do want to do that, but when they hear certain things based on the friends that they associate with, they interpret it different. That's all I'm saying is their interpretation. A lot of times, a lot of these conversations are different. Not that people not having the conversation. Yeah, me and you talk about all the time. A lot of times you can have the conversation and y'all have two interpretations on what you actually mean when you say this is what you represent. That happens all the time. So I mean, I just believe that.
Yeah, but most people aren't in controlling off interpretations, though. I don't believe that. Most people aren't doing things of controlling off interpretation. A lot of people are doing it off the entitlement alone, and they're moving off of I want my man or my woman to do this, and this comes with this entitlement, and they're controlling placed upon that. I don't think there's an interpretation going on at all. It's a prerequisite because this is what I want to fall in line with this structure of you being my girl or you being my man. I think it's just that simple. I don't think all that. I don't think there's a bunch of interpretations going on though.
I believe the interpretation is at the base of all this. I believe not at that point where they're trying to control it. It is that, but I believe people initially fall for people or initially start have a liking for people based on certain conversations they had that didn't go into detail enough about what was actually being expressed. That's just my opinion on it.
I just can't agree with that because people are set on what they want out of people, especially in relationships. Oh, I want you to be fit, feminine, and friendly. But you get with somebody that's the opposite of that. But then when she's with you, oh, you have to be this. That's when you're crossing the line of.
No, but I believe that person expressed. I believe that person. It's just like if you say you really want this job, right, and you like, I could work. I'm willing to do it. How many hours you want me to do? Then you get there and they work you 60, 70 hours. You be like, I ain't planning on living my whole life in here now. You thought when they said they want you there and they want you, it's going to be a little bit of overtime hours. But now you got there, they want you 60, 70 hours every week. I think it just be a lot of that as well, too. People thinking they don't mean it like that or they can't be that extreme. And people overlook those things and those things come to bite people. I think that happens a lot.
what the point of what I'm saying is, I'm speaking to when you said that people only start doing the controlling thing is when they have like previous conversation and this person expressed something that they want to change or something that they want to do, and then the other friend or the man or the woman is trying to motivate the person to do that. I don't think people even have those conversations. I think, especially in relationships, I think people just have they prerequisites of what they want, and whoever they get with, they're gonna have to fall under that. It don't matter if that person expressed that
I
to them
think
or not.
I think most people have the conversation. I think most people don't go
No,
into. Let me finish my point. I think most people have surface level conversations. Like when me and KJ talk, we break down things and go into detail. I think that's the issue. Most people don't go into detail and break down things and what they actually meant. They touch on things,
so you
and
just
when you
kind
touch on things, that's when things get mixed up.
so you just contradicted yourself. You said that people have these conversations. Then you said you don't think people.
I'm still saying people have this conversation. I'm saying they don't go into see that's see you
How
actually
do you have the conversation but not go into detail?
He's saying they're having surface level conversations. They're not
yes
the details of
yeah.
it. So
You
they're
see
having
how
a surface
That
level.
that is
when
assumption
people meet
that
each other,
you shouldn't make.
in their
I
dates,
agree. I agree with you.
when people meet each other, in their dates, there's conversations when they first go out with somebody. You know somebody, they have circles that they may not go into detail. And you may say, "I like sex a lot," and the other person say, "I might like sex a lot as well." Sex a lot to you might be 4 times a week. Sex a lot to me might be 4 times a day. So I think they don't get to deep in that. And then when stuff happens and they start liking it to the other person, say, "You said this, I said this." It be most of the time, it be the interpretation of what happens.
I
Because a
think
lot.
I think you're playing with semantics right now. You're going way too deep
I'm
into
not playing with semantics. I'm telling you that's what happens. I'm
that.
telling you most people.
That's not what happens with most people.
Okay,
Most people are not having these
from
conversations
our
at
viewpoint.
all. Most people are not having these conversations at all because if they are, they wouldn't be getting in relationships with people that they shouldn't be with. And when they feel like they have to control that person or change that person when they get into that relationship. Because if you have this conversation before, you would never got with this person and wanted to start changing stuff about them.
You assuming when people have conversations, they're being transparent. They're going into detail on everything. They're deep diving. They're planning it out. I agree with KJ as far as people don't plan it out, and it's not like a thought out process. But most of the time, I think people have these questions at the beginning. They just don't deep dive and really understand. It's the understanding thing of what the other person really wants. Then once they don't understand, I already got feelings for you now. So now I'm gonna try to make you beholden to what I thought you were saying. I think that happens.
So I disagree with the controlling coming behind interpretation. I think the interpretation, if the interpretation is being made, it's just being made. I think the control comes in with the entitlement. And people have things they want you to do based upon the entitlement. I don't think people are controlling interpretation. No, because the control factor is the fact that you're my girl. So now I'm going to control you being my girl. There's no misinterpretation of you being my girl. You are my girl. So the control factor comes in with the entitlement. I don't think the control is coming in after an interpretation. I think that's bullshit. I don't think the interpretation has shit to do with that. But I understand what you're saying, that there are interpretations that people don't address, but the control factor, though, comes in when the title is placed there.
Well,
that has nothing to do with interpretation.
I think we're looking at it from 2 points of view, because I see what you're saying. I agree with you. As far as the control itself, standalone, yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with that. But I believe they wouldn't get to that point if people were clear on those initial conversations. A person
You're doing too much. Go ahead, you got it. I have you.
They say he agreed with you, and I think me and Izzy was talking, but you said something that KJ said I agree with you.
Who?
Izzy had said something. You had said something, and Izzy was like, "That's a large assumption," and I was like, "I agree with that." I can't remember what it was you said, but Izzy had said.
Yeah, me neither.
But I just know.
He said something about people don't have these conversations in the beginning, or people don't go into details about these conversations or something like that.
I don't think that's the point.
She did say that's a big assumption when you said that.
I did.
Okay, if it is, Well, let's go off. I'm just saying personal experience. I'm not going by what I read or what I heard. Personal experience. When I've had issues with a female, or even when I talk to some of my friends, and I asked them, the last female I was talking to, and I asked her, "What do you thought I meant by this?" A lot of times when you actually hit on certain things, that's the issue. Their interpretation on what you meant isn't even there. You're like, "Oh, I was like, I'm trying to control this because I'm thinking this is what you want." You're not even interpreting that way, and it comes from people being from different areas, people being from different neighborhoods, having different friends. A lot of times, people that be the issue, because I'm only controlling you because I'm thinking this is what you actually said you want. But now that I understand, you don't even interpret it like that.
Seems a little convoluted there, honestly.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, but I think with certain things, it's clear. It's clear of what that person is meaning. There's no interpretation. If you say, "Oh, I want you to stay at home," that's clear that you don't want this person going. You don't want this person.
But most people don't talk that direct, though. Most people at the beginning ain't that direct. I don't want you to go out. Most people touch on things because we already know most people don't even like being direct anyway with a new person. They touch on things and they try to interpret.
Why are you generalizing us? Like, that's what I'm trying to understand. You say most people, but that ain't me. So you can speak for yourself.
But whose fault is that you didn't go into details about what you meant?
I didn't say it was a fault. I said that's what causes a lot of issue. I didn't say it was a fault. It's no one's fault. People need to be direct on what they want.
There's certain stuff that people are direct with that they trying to control the other person with. Like, I get it, the other stuff, the other convoluted stuff, that small stuff that can be interpreted in different ways, but there are certain things that people tell the other person that they're with or have any relations with that is very clear that they're trying to control that person. So that's my opinion on it.
All right. We're gonna run another example. So we hear people in these spaces, right? They like talking about, because I know, a lot of the women today don't like the idea of people telling them what to do and certain stuff like that. But then you also hear men claim themselves to be leaders, and then you hear some women say that they want people to be a leader, but a leader's job is to control. Do y'all disagree? Agree? It's a leader's job to control.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, it's a leader's job to set up that structure. Yes.
It's his job. It's his job to set up the structure and to direct you within it.
Yeah, like
to control, but not to be controlling.
Yeah, like you said, it's
actually to a degree he is to be controlling. And actually, to a degree, it is for him to be controlling. Whoever the leader is, or that leader, it is the leader's job to be controlling too.
Kevin, we done had 3-4 misinterpretations on this live already on what people think. I'm saying it, I say. There's always misinterpretations of what's being communicated that cause these issues.
Because watch this. So if it's my job to guide you, I gotta say, hey, sometimes you need to go left. Hey, go left. That is controlling you by telling you to go left. And you need to go left. That is controlling them. Hey, we need to go right this time. Hey, we need to do this right here. No, we need to buy this house. No, we need to do this right here. No, our kids going this school. This is controlling now.
Okay, but you said to an extent, though, like I feel like people push that to the limit.
Control is controlling, though.
I got a question for you, KJ. I can ask it now. You can finish my explanation.
I guess that'll be a question for those women that say they want a leader.
All right, KJ,
well, I'm just speaking to leaders in general, though. My point to the example was to be that leaders do set up the structure, which is bring control, and they are controlling. They're both.
All right. To go on my first point, Kevin. I mean, we can move on, but to go on my first point, I'm just asking this one question. You can tell me what you think about it. In your marriage, right? Would you say the stuff that you was trying to get your wife at the time to do was something that she never expressed herself at all? Was it just something you would just say, I just want you to be this? Or there was something she did or said at the beginning of your friendship or whatever that made you think that she at some point wanted that? Maybe her actions at some point were contradictory, but I'm sure she had some conversation or some expression that she wanted to live a certain life or be a certain way. You just wasn't saying, do this, do this, do that, do that, do this.
So it would have been it would have been levels of both. In the beginning, it would have been addressing things that she said, but I grew so much within this marriage that as the marriage grew, no, it became no, you do this, and it had nothing to do with the fuck you were saying. It's because now I have different levels.
But Kevin,
As I grow. So in the beginning, it was me,
Damn.
you know, went off of what it is that you're saying, but then as I grow and I'm getting sharper, it's no, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. It was now I'm telling you now what needs to be done.
Izzy.
So it was different. It was different levels to that.
Not Izzy. Is that not what they said? That's not the exact thing I said to Caprice. At the beginning, most people aren't saying they have a desire for something. And then when the other person see them not doing it, of course, at that point, the other person may become more controlling because now they don't want to let go. Most of the issues are the initial conversations. Because she would have said, Kevin, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I want to go out.
But you're not. Wait. You didn't listen to what I said, though. Wait. You didn't listen to what I said. The factor in which that changed was me, though.
I agree. I said that.
It was not an interpretation of that. It was I wasn't a stronghold with telling you direction in the beginning. But then as I was becoming refined, then I started telling you direction. It wasn't predicated upon pre-conversations, though. So I get what you're saying, but my situation wasn't what you were explaining just now, though. That's not the same thing.
I got you. Saying you were correct. That's not the same.
He wasn't as direct in the beginning, but as he got sharper and more comfortable with his leadership, then he started delegating.
Well, that's not even that. I was always direct, but I wasn't the person to set the direction for you at all. So there was nothing there. There was nothing to be interpreted at all. It wasn't until now once I become refined, now I'm telling you now what to do. That's the difference. So there was no misinterpretation because there was nothing being said at all. We can't misinterpret shit. We can't misinterpret shit that ain't being said. But then as I got refined, then I started doing a lot of saying. But I used to move around a little differently in the beginning.
Well, I used the wrong example, but that still hits on the point what I said. Most people aren't having those deep discussions at the beginning too. So, I
never disagreed with what you said about when it comes to the fail safes when it comes to communication. My thing is that's not where the control comes in, but it's just like how you said, control comes in with entitlement. So I don't disagree with none of what you said as far as your interpretations, because my point was control, and control doesn't start behind those interpretations. It doesn't. It comes with entitlement. So I don't disagree with anything you said. I just don't think it has anything to do with control. That's my point.
Can entitlement come from misinterpretations, and then control comes from entitlement?
No.
Can it be like a
no?
What was the question? You said can what come? What?
Can entitlement come off of misinterpretations, and then control comes off entitlement? That's how I'm looking at it. That is the beginning of the chain link.
It can in some people, but most people it actually doesn't. Most people, their entitlements are already there even before the relationship begins.
But who they put their entitlement on? They just don't go to
their entitlement is based and predicated upon what they want out of a situation, and that doesn't matter who the person is. So it's not something that's coming when they get with the person. They have a prerequisite, like I said in the beginning. Most people have a prerequisite of how they want the relationship to go. Men and women do this. They have it already set before I even meet the bitch. It's set. Now once I meet you, I'm now throwing at you what was already there that I already had set. It's not there because of a conversation we had. I already had what I want the structure to be. That's what you get. And women are the same. Most people already have it set.
Yeah.
And they want you to get on board. It's the same way you hear in this space how men always talking. They're like, yo, you to have a program and you do this. This is not something that's being misinterpreted because you're saying that this person needs to have this going in. So they literally tell people you need a prerequisite going into it before even getting involved. And she has to get on your program. So there's no misinterpretation going on here. It's already there. But the problem with that most guys have in these spaces is that you ain't the only nigga that come with a prerequisite. women come with a prerequisite as well. So now we go to war at who needs to be on whose page and who's battling with what. That's why we're in a miscommunication, because we think that the person who claims to be the leader is the only one who has it. But in the realm of relationship, the same way that man chooses that woman chooses that man. And they both have to give.
But I ain't disagreeing with that, Caprice. But at the same time, both people ain't that concrete when they having those initial discussions. Both people try to ease those things on you as well.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
As we get to know each other, I'm going to easily slip the scene until they get to a comfort level where they start demanding.
We agree with that. That was the whole thing. People already have set with what they want, and then they try to go for the opposite.
But Kevin just brought that up. I didn't disagree that people have set. I said people are not putting those things up front in the beginning. They're just touching on certain things because they don't feel comfortable at first. Nobody on the first couple of dates, I'm gonna need this, and I don't settle for nothing but this. They easing those things in there, seeing how you kind of think, touching on it. They go, okay, she said that. Maybe she does. She is cool with that. He said this.
Yeah, and I agree. That's a communication failure. But the control is going to come even if the person, if the person chose to be outright and direct, we still going to deal with the exact same control.
Well, now most people just walk away at that point because they won't even get to that point where they start feeling each other.
Well, most people will start walking away even once you get to that point, though. So we're going to get to the same thing. The only difference is you taking your time easing on there. It's just that you're wasting more time. You're just wasting more time before she walks away.
But then feelings get involved, and a lot of that's what leads to those explosions and arguments because now people just ain't taking it that lightly because everybody's trying to work it out at that point, even if they don't like what you're saying. And that's why most people do ease into it because they try to build feeling or build a rapport with you that when I do put this on you, you're not gonna react as harsh or just walk away.
Yeah, that's because people be wanting people that's out of their goddamn league. Because if you feel like if you approach a woman that you feel like you like, I don't like using this term, but equally yoked with or whatever, you don't have no problem with setting your standards and your requirements and all that. I think it comes to a point where you stepping out your league and you trying to fill women out to see if she gonna get on your program or not. You trying to hold back being direct because you really want this woman because how she look and how she carry herself, but you don't know her personally, you don't know her personality, so you try to slip in those things, and then when you get in a relationship with her, then it's like, oh no, you need to do this, and that, and then you mad when a woman walk away because
I think that's the term too that's overused, equally yoked, because you can have people that match perfectly on paper and don't get along at all. So a lot of people use this equally yoked thing.
But don't only mean like being perfect on paper. That's not only what equally yoked means.
Yeah, you can't really tell if nobody's equally yoked until they actually in a relationship. Until they actually work long term.
When I say that, like you approaching a woman or a man that's in your league. Like you know, I don't know why people try to act like they don't know when the person is out their league or in their league. You know when somebody.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Somebody can be exactly on your level and it still don't work, so it doesn't matter.
See, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you wouldn't feel uncomfortable with expressing your
right,
whatever
yep.
prerequisites you have going on, you wouldn't feel uncomfortable expressing it to the woman that's in your league. But you uncomfortable to the woman that you feel is out of your league because you don't want her to walk away so fast because you really want this woman.
Right. So you're not gonna shock her with all your expectations.
You're not
without knowing the person because
you be looking at you like, bro, like you're not even that to be coming with these standards.
No, that's not that because it's some men that's high. It's some men that's ranked higher than women, and she still don't have to accept it just because he ranked higher than her. It ain't only they turn it down because you're beneath them. They can turn it down and you be above them. People turn it because they don't like it.
What would you consider a man that's?
I'm not talking about.
What I'm saying is the person turning it down, agreeing with it or not agreeing with it has nothing to do with them being.
I'm not talking about turning down thing. I'm talking about how you spoke on the person not being comfortable with being direct in the beginning. That's the point that I'm speaking.
That don't mean I think she high quality or I'm not equally yoked with her. That could just mean I'm uncomfortable with myself. That could just be a myself thing. That don't have to do nothing with her.
Okay.
What was your question, Izzy?
No, like he was mentioning that like sometimes like this is just like a general thing that I'm picking apart. It doesn't really have anything to pertain to the actual core of the conversation. But like, what would you consider like a man that would be ranked higher than a woman? Like in what sense? That he can't like share how he feels and things like that, or vice versa.
Well, I never say he can't share how he feels, but when we say equally yoked, it's piggybacking off of what she said about the man may not be comfortable because she's out of his league. I'm saying he could be financially better than her. He can have the looks better than her. He can dress better than her. He can carry himself better than her. He can have more life experience than her. It's uncomfortable.
Huh?
It's uncomfortable with saying
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not gonna make him comfortable with necessarily saying it. Some people are just uncomfortable with being direct, getting it, even if they have a high level of achievement.
Are you crazy? Them 1% men that know they financially stable, know they look good and all that. You think they got a problem with saying what they want from a woman?
Some people do. There's some of the most.
No, honey, no.
Certain people will tell you there's some people that are rich, got good looks, and still have insecurities. Just because you have all that don't mean that you're that confident.
But those are men that look good later on in life. They got their looks later on in life. But the men that grew up getting women already, man, please.
Well, variable.
What they want.
Variable. I was just going by what you said at first. A man
even so that it's so men that feel so entitled to just being them financially. Even if they was ugly but they had money, they still feel like they could tell a woman what they want from them
exactly.
Because they got that money.
Exactly. It's how the world is, honestly. Like the world in at least in America, like it's kind of made and created for men to like take over, you know? Like, so it's like you have a problem sitting there and telling me like, you know, what it is and what you want out of this relationship. Like, I just don't understand that.
Like, you can't tell me a man that's just have the money aspect
and add in money and add in looks and you're still quiet and you still close your mouth. What? Like, no,
it's men that just have the money and just like, oh, you gonna do this and that. This is what I want from you, because he feels the power of that money.
I think you listening to YouTube a lot too, because the reason I say that. Let me finish.
Let me make a point.
The reason I'm saying that is because they say that on YouTube a lot about people that got money do this. It's a lot of dudes that got money that are still cowards, that don't move that get at all. Like, it's a lot of bad millionaires and everything that are not assertive, are not confident, and the money doesn't give them that. So the people think people got money that everybody actually no. There's still very few people that are that confident and direct. Most people are direct. It don't matter the financial status.
I didn't say all though, but most of the men that do have money, and let's get it clear, I'm talking about money. I'm not talking about what other people think. I'm talking about when a man knows he's in that 1% or 10%, or he knows his level where he's a real commodity. He don't have no problem expressing what he want from a woman.
No, I disagree. You got all these athletes, entertainers, judges, and everything. A lot of time getting ran by these women. They may do that in their career. They may do that with other men, but a lot of men still are scared of their woman. Even with that money, a lot of women still control a lot of men. They're not as direct.
From the things I've seen and just watching, most people who have like a lot of money are actually very nice people.
Yeah, super nice.
Like they're not as assholish as you think. Like they're actually very.
We never
nice.
said asshole though. We never said
no,
asshole.
But I'm speaking even to when she speaks to being direct. A lot of them actually aren't as direct as you think. They're not.
But I didn't say all of them. I said most.
I mean, I never addressed all.
I'm just saying most men that knows they level. I'm not like, if you have insecurity, that means you know your level. You still dealing with some shit. But men that knows they level, they do not have no problem with expressing what they want or being real.
Yeah, but I don't think that has anything. But just like how you say no, they level. I think a person who has a security amongst themselves don't have a problem doing it. I don't think money has nothing to do with that.
That's what I said, but I didn't say money had to do
Y'all say people that have a lot of money. That's what y'all.
Y'all was talking about money too now.
No, that
Y'all
was
talking
extra.
money.
That was extra factors. I said a man that knows and that's shooting in his league and is comfortable with himself. He don't have no problem with expressing what he want. And I didn't throw no financial and all that stuff into it till afterwards.
I still disagree with that though. I think it depends on what type of appeaser he is. Because there are some guys who, when they get in situations, they're so infatuated with the concept of appeasing that woman that they don't be direct at all. They could be very stern guys, but because they so much into appeasing that woman, they don't be honest. They actually withhold a lot. They actually don't. Actually, most men actually don't do that.
But that
if you really want to be honest.
But that was kind of my point of men shooting out their league because I don't.
No, but that has. I don't understand what the league has to do with the character of the person, though.
I don't know. Well,
that's what you keep saying league, and when most people talk about league, they talk about like your status socially and economically.
That's what I'm trying to take it away from. Unless Caprice will have to explain that. What is league?
Yeah, that's why
when you're talking about a league, now we're talking about a social class. So we have to talk now about poverty, middle class, people who are higher in, because you're saying there's a league. Because that's the only thing that separates leagues is the social class. So what would be the league?
The thing that separates leagues and social class is not like the attractiveness of the person.
No, because attractiveness is subjective. No, because attractiveness is subjective. You're not. You have women who are beautiful, but that doesn't mean that they're in a certain league because she's just a beautiful woman.
And I agree with that, but men know
your social class is what typically determines the league that you in.
That's the main thing. The other things
that's
are
the number one
thing. Going to be the social. That's why I keep going. Economics and the social class. That's why we keep going to that.
Because you could be beautiful. You could be beautiful, and then that's just that. It don't really mean anything just because you're pretty. Because most of them pretty girls is gonna get ran through and slutted anyway. I don't know why we making it seem like because she British, she beautiful, she's some way special. A lot of them pretty.
This sounds personal. This sounds personal.
But I didn't say.
Wow.
I didn't say that it makes her anything special. I just said that I think that men goes for what's attractive to them, even though they are not that attractive, and they be intimidated of that woman attractiveness and don't be more forthcoming of what they want from that woman when they have in the beginning. That's what I say. Because
that happens. I believe that do happen.
I don't disagree with the possibility.
I'm speaking to the point of him saying they are uncomfortable with expressing or being direct or expressing what they want. And I said I think it would be more comfortable for men if they was shooting in a lane, especially as far as like even looks, because men are intimidated by women's looks. And they know that they know that they're not that attractive.
Well, I don't think no one
want, and they get intimidated by that, and they try to sugarcoat things and push things here and there, and then once they get together, then the controlling factors start coming in, because now you feel entitled because this woman accepted you as they men. But my initial point was the uncomfortable aspect of the point that I was.
What you got to say about Chef Joe? We ain't heard from you in a minute, fam.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him too.
I'm just listening to y'all. I'm enjoying the conversation.
What you think about it? What's your 2 cents?
What you think about this, man? By these ugly niggas and not having good personality niggas being comfortable hollering at these beautiful women.
Man, money rules everything. Goddamn, if you got money, you can fuck the baddest bitch and all that. Money rules the world. I ain't care what nobody say. All especially in Atlanta, all these ugly African ass niggas out here that's scamming and doing what they doing. No offense, Izzy, no offense. But down here, trust
ugly
me.
African, what?
No offense.
Hey,
you got some.
You can't do that, Josh. You can't do that.
No.
Canceled.
I mean, all right, these ugly dudes, blah blah blah, who got money, be having that, like you say, though.
You can't do it if you got your blood, sir. You can't do that.
Huh?
I said you can't do that if you got Caucasian in your blood, sir. You can't do that. It's not acceptable.
I ain't fooling with you, KJ. But I'm mixed. But like I say, like, all these, ugly dudes with these bad women, that is money. Because they wouldn't be with them for no other reason besides the money and the expensive stuff they buy.
And would you say these men with all these money, would you say they have a problem with telling a woman what they expect or what they want from them?
No.
Now, John, once you add the context to it, because like I said, it could be misinterpreted. That's how conversation happen. Joe, do you think even the guys with money, do you think when they first meet a woman initially, that they're direct at the beginning on their have what they must have and what they must have not at the beginning?
I think it depends on the person. You got some people that's straight and direct, and you got some that wait around and tell them. Me, I'm gonna tell you straight up what I want. If you take it or leave it, I ain't wasting my time and I ain't wasting yours. So it is what it is from the beginning.
I think that mentality of somebody coming off direct like that, I think that comes with like a lot of people who build in like the corporate realm when they approach everything like a business aspect. Exactly. I think people like that, they approach women, they do that. They like because they look at that time commodity going with it, so they always proposition it. So I think they do that. Like people who come up in that type of a space and they done built themselves within that realm. That when they talk to people in general, that's just how they talk to people. Yes, I don't think it's the money factor, because I think people are just who they are, and I think that a lot of people don't naturally have confidence, especially like when the man see a woman, they think that she's really astonishing as far as beauty. I think even a wealthy man still gets tongue-tied and still stumbles, and if he crosses a woman that he thinks is astonishingly beautiful to him. So I think it's just coming up in the environment.
And a lot of these households I go to, when the man is the breadwinner, it's still a lot. The woman still doesn't make a majority decision. When she snap her finger and say, "This ain't happening," hey, my baby said it ain't happening, dog. My baby ain't gonna go for that. And that still happens. He making twice.
But that's always been that way. Even during the time we talk about kingdoms, it's always been like that. The women always carry the insight and was always behind the scenes with the information and coming up with a lot of the plans. The men just executed. It was always the lot of time. Even if we bring it closer to home and we start talking mafia, even in mafia and stuff like that, in the mob, the woman still was the one who carried the insight and stuff like that, and the man just executed it. But because you always saw the man up front, you didn't know that the woman was making the call. She was making the decision. She was directing them. Like a lot of men sat back and talked to their women, and they got a lot of that insight from the women, and then just executed forward. So the women always played an intricate role in many lives of a lot of great men. That's why people always say what they say about that. That's why I say behind every great man is a great woman, because the women always played a role. All them ideas didn't come from a lot of them guys. It didn't. Even a lot of them great kingdoms that got ran, the women played a very intricate part behind these guys.
And a lot of these guys in these spaces, they be fronting. A lot of these guys, I make the money, so I go home and I tell my woman this. They don't do that shit at all. That's YouTube talk. These niggas be talking.
Most of them don't even have no women. They talking like
these niggas go home.
Yeah, most of them niggas.
That's why when most dudes even buy a house, they don't buy the house they want. They buy the house they woman want. Most dudes don't even care about a marriage. They do it for the woman. A lot of dudes are doing stuff to impress women, or tongue-tied, or a lot of that happens no matter how much money them dudes got.
So that's why I go back to like the concept of control, right? Like, do people even know it? Like, if we understood what was just said about how most men do it like that, is it not fair to say like how women like saying pussy rule the world, all right? But most men do the things that they do because of the woman. So if most men do the things because of the woman, is it not safe to say that the women do control the men?
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Because think about it. Think about it. Don't get me wrong. Watch this. Now, there are guys who chase the bag because they want, it's like some people grew up poor, right? And they just want to change their circumstance. They just never want to be poor again. But I guarantee you, for the most Most people change it, chase these bags to put themselves in a certain lifestyle and put certain people around them, and it's typically women.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, definitely agree with it. Like a lot of men try to be like, "Oh, I'm in charge. You know, woman gonna let me do nothing," but they don't know subconsciously they woman control them. Like you control what you eat to a certain aspect, how you move, how you dress, because you do everything for the attention of women. It's only women that probably do stuff for other women or do stuff for themselves or even do stuff for men, but men mostly do the things that they do for women.
I agree with that.
Yes, the saying that pussy runs the world, it's a true saying because if women was not here, most men would just be laying around not doing shit, broke as fuck, don't care, like. I don't even think.
But that's why even when it comes to most businesses and when it comes to marketing, that's why most things are even marketed towards women because most men can give a shit. Most men don't care about a lot of the shit that people put out. They're like, I don't give a fuck about that. But they know women to care about it, so they use the women as the tools that they are. And most women gonna usually take either they got it themselves or they're gonna take it from whatever men in their life and they gonna just use it and just keep it moving forward.
Exactly. And like when you was talking about kingdoms, any kingdom that fell, I'm pretty sure it was behind a woman. I'm pretty sure the argument started over some women. If it's not women, it's mostly women, and the second factor might be money. But niggas,
the greed. I was about to say. I think most kingdoms fell from greed.
But most niggas fall out over a woman, over a girl.
Oh, no, yeah, I would say that. Yeah, most usually when there's something crazy or something wild happening, it's typically a woman somewhere around there.
Even if you look at in real estate as real estate agents, real estate agents would be comfortable marketing to a wife if the husband can't make it more so than the husband and the wife can't make it because they know overall she has to like it. Like he don't necessarily have to like it. She has to like it, or it ain't going through. So they won't. A lot of agents won't even take the meet if the wife can't make it, but they will take it if the wife be like, "Well, the husband he coming a little late, but I can make it." They still do it more like they know it's he.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So
go ahead.
I think a lot of men need to be comfortable with the fact that you're being controlled by women. And it might not be your woman. It might just be like you're thinking about the woman that you want in the future. And every decision that you're making right now is because of women.
Might not be every decision, but most of
I mean, not every decision, but most of the decisions.
maybe most of your decisions, probably.
Most
So.
of the decision, because if you're already living a comfortable life and you decide like, oh, I want to up my lifestyle and I want to make more money, even though you're already in a comfortable spot, you're most likely doing that for women.
Nah, I'm doing that for me.
Now, like I said, there are a few people, but most people.
There are a few people, but most men are doing it for women.
Yeah, Chef Joe trying to act like, man, because I'm about to go this direction, so I'm gonna make the joke real quick. Chef Joe be acting like when he be posting all on these different media sites of him all around the world traveling. He be acting like he don't be wanting the women to be looking at those joints, looking at him traveling.
You want attention from women. You want them to know that you traveling and all that. Like, girl, you get with me. I could take you over here. I could take you over here.
No. I travel for me. I travel for me. No.
I didn't say that you travel for them. I'm saying that you're showing it because I mean you like the attention from women too.
Who don't like the attention? But I travel for me because I never like growing up. I never like Kevin said. Sometimes you work for the bag because of the lifestyle you grew up in. I grew.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm changing my lifestyle. I like to travel. I like to eat good food. So I'm doing this for me. But yes, I do like the attention. Like yes, who could say they ever been to Dubai, Thailand, Tahiti, blah blah blah? Not most.
gonna be a token fact when you finally do, like, start dating women again. You're gonna be like, yeah, I went, I've been in Dubai, been to Tahiti. Like, it's gonna be a flex thing for you.
I mean, I ain't trying to flex. I'm just trying to show my experience.
It's
He
gonna
said
boost.
he said he ain't flexing, man. He's just telling you his life.
I'm just showing my experience.
And you lead with the flex. And you lead with the flex.
Chef Joe, you just tell him, listen, this ain't game, baby. I'm just letting you know the story.
I mean, I got pictures. I got proof. Like this. I mean,
this ain't game, baby. I'm just letting you know my story.
Flex. Just because you telling a person doesn't mean it's not a flex. Just telling them is a flex in itself.
Well, what you mean do? Not tell them
it could be a humble flex.
Do not tell them about myself.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's still a flex though.
It could be a humble flex.
It's just a humble flex. Like, like, yeah, I've been to Tahiti. Like, I mean, it was light.
But honestly, when guys do that, it's like a red flag to me. It's like, what's like, going on here?
Oh, if y'all bring up the conversation, do you like to travel? Where you been to? If you ask me that, that's not a flex because you asking me what I done did. So
no. Like if you're asking me, like, oh, like would you like to travel? That's one thing. Yeah. But like if you're just like bragging about everything that you've done and traveled, but you're not like kind of including me to it. It's like, okay, what am I doing with this information?
But I don't think that's necessarily bad either because I mean, like you should be able to flex your accomplishments. Like I don't know.
Of course. But at first, like right off the bat, when I don't know you, like I don't know.
Oh yeah, well, it depends.
It's like a timeline thing for me. If like you're leading with that, that's like,
that's why
red flag.
I don't lead with this. I lead with I don't want kids. Do you still want to talk to me? Get that shit out the way.
Oof.
I'm the opposite.
Holla at them, ladies.
I said I got kids. Are you sure you want to get?
Exactly. So I said I don't want kids. Are you sure you want to go out with her? We can be friends.
Even when you meet a person and you like super direct about certain things, they it's a turn off for them. A lot of people don't even respect it. They make I don't even know you and you already got demand.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're gonna be a demanding person. I know you're gonna be a controlling person.
But I'd rather tell you now,
Joe, because that's
I'd rather tell you now than waste your time. Like why we still doing all this and wasting your time and know I don't want that.
Yeah, because
that's a little different though. You going about what you don't want. I'm talking about when people are addressing something they don't want the other person to do or not do. They be like, I didn't even know you yet. They'll take it off. Like, you be like, hey, I don't want you to be going up like this. And like, I just went on one date with you. Whoa, calm down. Let's just have a good time. They don't even like it.
I think stuff like that shouldn't be an initial conversation. I think those conversations should be had when y'all speaking of the realm of being together. I don't think when you dating somebody, you should be like, oh, I want you to be a homebody. Like, nigga, we just dating and getting to know each other. But if we decide like, oh, we want to be exclusive to each other, then you lay out what you want from that person or how you want them to whatever.
But
if that person can't agree to that, then you let them go. Like you don't try to bend it, and then when you get that title, then you like, oh well, I told you I didn't like this. But you try to bend it just to get them into the relationship, and now you wanna say, oh, I need to stay home.
No, I agree with you. The only thing wrong with that process is by that time to come, people typically are develop feelings for the person by that time to where they're gonna try to make it happen. Now, if it don't happen initially, by that time we gonna go with the flow, and then eventually it comes out when it's a problem.
Yeah, because because throughout that process, people gonna start already having sex and all kind of other stuff like that gonna start happening. And by the time you get to that point, people are already now feel they too invested.
So it's like basically what you're saying. It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like if you be direct in the beginning, oh, the person not gonna like you. But then if you be direct at when y'all want to get exclusive, oh, the person might lie to you. So what the fuck is y'all gonna do?
So the goal is this. The goal is not to be trying to sway them. The goal is you need to be yourself.
Yeah.
So as long as you being yourself, whatever happens, it just happens. I think when you look at it from the point of view of, oh, I'm trying to sway her or impress or this, and that, I think that's when you embark upon a problem. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
And if she rock, she rock. If she don't, she don't. I think that's the best way to go. Just be yourself.
Yeah, because it's not really a time frame. It's really, you know what I'm saying? Not really a time frame. It's really, if you just be yourself, things are going to naturally happen. You're going to naturally express what you like, you don't, you dislike.
I can agree with that, honestly.
It can be their choices along the way.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of people, but like I said, a lot of people in those beginning, even if they see something they don't like, they don't jump directly on it because they scared it's gonna run the person off. They feel like I don't have that much invested in enough for them to stay. If I really address that, I don't fuck with that. Like a woman like you and you got other women friends, she's not gonna tell you immediately on the second, third date, damn, I see somebody texting you got other women. She gonna know you got other women friends. She's gonna wait till y'all really start feeling each other and be like, well, I do have an issue with those other women friends you have, down the line. And by that time, you might be like, it is what it is. I never said I was gonna do that, but that's how it works.
So I got a question. If you in a committed relationship, should you run what you post on social media by your spouse?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wait. Repeat the question. Repeat the question. It needs to resonate.
If you're in a committed relationship, emphasize on committed. Should you run the things you post on your social media by your spouse?
No.
Why not?
I think
no. I would say no because depending on like the type of person you are, you being yourself, and like I don't know. Normally, like when people already are on social media, like say for me as example, I don't post nothing to where I would have to run it by a man of what I'm posting because I'm not posting explicit stuff. So I guess it depends, but I don't think you should get into a relationship with a person that's already like exposing themselves on social media, and then you try to be like, I have to run this by you now that we in a relationship when it's like you met me when I was doing this.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be just exposure. Like when it comes to your body, it could be content. Like maybe you might be within a situation where some people just don't like certain subject matters. Because when some people get into like realm of politics, people can be very offensive. And some people don't like when people take political ideas and put them out like that neither. On Twitter and things of that nature too. So it doesn't have to be like a revealing of your body.
I would still say no because now you're trying to conform me into somebody that I'm not. Like, if I have an opinion on something, why can I not express my opinion?
I don't understand this thing. This
like
issue.
If I'm authentically being myself and you like me for me being me, why what I post on what my opinion is on social media, why does that become a problem?
I don't think you ever meet nobody that you genuinely 100% like enough for them. I think it's always some things about somebody that you don't like. That's why people always try to adjust certain things about people. I don't think nobody meets the perfect person that they everything I like about you.
It's not. You don't have to like everything about them, but you.
And that's one of the things I don't like is that post you just take that shit down.
You don't have to like everything about them, but you still like them for them. Like how can you not like a person? How can you like a person but not like their opinion on something? Like y'all had these conversations. That should have been something that was already.
How can women say certain women say I want a leader. I want my man to be a leader, but I don't want to run nothing by him. I still want to be doing my own thing. What is he leading then if you're not willing to follow?
Well, you have to ask those women because I never said I wanted a leader. I said I want a partnership.
Okay, I mean I understand that you just want that's a little different. So I understand where you're coming from now. That makes sense completely now. See, that's why I don't like the word partnership. You need to want a leader.
Izzy, what you think about the question, man? Should if you're in a committed relationship, should you have to run what you put on social media by your spouse?
No. I'm I don't really like this word, but I'm like a free spirit person. I just kind of like post what I want. And I feel like you should do the same. Like, you're not my God. You're not my parent. You didn't birth me. So it's like, you're not supposed to like control like what I do. Like, we can have like a discussion, like, maybe moving forward, maybe like your feelings about what I post and I can take it into consideration. But like all in all, you're not gonna tell me what to do, like with that aspect of like, how I see myself, my personality, and how I decide to share it on social media.
So if you express something and it gets you in trouble, like it says that you express something, you get a stalker, or you express something that may put you in a bad position, you're not looking for me to help you, right?
I mean, you should want to. I would hope that you would want to,
I'm-
just because I'm not perfect.
No,
I'm not perfect.
So
I make mistakes.
So he can't have no decision on it. But if it goes wrong, he has to come in and clean it up.
I mean, I'm not saying. I just said I would take what bothers you into consideration. So I didn't say you're completely worthless in my decision and what I post.
If I have nothing to do with social media, and that was an extreme example, Caprice. I'm just saying, if I have nothing to do with social media, I mean anything that happens of direct you posting, I have nothing to do with that at all. If I'm not getting if I can't have no say so on what happens, I'm staying out of it at all.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
I'm gonna have some other guy handle it then. Don't worry about it.
If you have a cyber,
don't worry about it.
A cyber stalker, what can that man do about you having a cyber stalker?
Yeah, it's that's so out of my hands. It's what you should want to help me.
Post stuff. It could be stuff.
No, because there's guys in the neighborhood that see certain women post stuff automatically think that she's easy. That happens a lot with dude. I can talk to his girl. Look what she posting online. She easy. Or they don't have no respect for the man because they feel like he ain't control this woman. It's a lot of women just don't look at certain things like how we as men look at it. Y'all just don't understand it.
I think in this new day and age, a lot of people look at people's social media before they even get into committed relationships. So I think those conversations should be had before getting into that committed relationship. If you don't like something on my social media, that conversation should be had, and then we could discuss whether we should be committed or not. Because if I don't feel like I should change that, and you don't want to be with me because I don't want to change that, then it wouldn't be no problem. But you can't get into a relationship with somebody and you see their social media, you see the content that they post, you see everything that they post, and you get a committed relationship with them, and now you want them to do a whole 360. That's just not gonna happen. And as far as the cyber stalking, you could, even if it's stuff that he approved, if you do run it by him and he approved it, you could still get stalkers off of that. But
then that wasn't the point. The point is I have some responsibility there. Now, if I'm not have no say so in it at all, I don't want the responsibility at all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, never said that you would have no say so at all. I would take your emotions into consideration. So there is some say so.
But you taking something into consideration doesn't mean that you're giving him a say so. Somebody saying I'm considering it.
Potentially.
Yeah, but potentially you're saying it's a possibility. That doesn't mean you still have a say so though. But none of these words that you're using say that he has a say so.
I would never talk.
Not in my entirety. I don't think that's fair for him to have a complete say so on how I portray myself.
What you think about this, Josh?
You're a free spirit. So if you're a free spirit, you got to have a man that's a free spirit. So
I'm gonna go into it. But
I'm just going with whatever I feel to.
I mean, that's a hard. I mean, because then you get into rights like freedom of speech. If you is it say free spirited or whatever, and you got your own opinion. But then again, I hear Matt saying if you do put that shit in, you get a potential threat. Now I got to goddamn come handle it. So I don't know. That's a tough one. I can't answer that. Put it like that.
So one of my questions is, can you really be protected if not controlled? If you're not willing to run it past them, and this is kind of where Matt is pushing it, how can I protect you if you don't fall within a certain level of boundaries? And that's why Matt is saying the thing about, well, then I'm not gonna have no obligation or responsibility to this, because if you're gonna act outside, how can I protect you when you go outside? Right? So it's just like this, right? If I know this is a dangerous place and something bad for you, and I'm don't go over there, and you still choose to take your ass over there, how can I protect you if you don't listen? A lot of women don't see the dangers that's in front of them when they do stuff, because they think, because just like how Capri say, everybody do it. And just because every dumbass person do it doesn't make it okay. It still doesn't make it a wise decision to be doing. So if I can't control you in this gesture, how can I protect you if you don't listen? How can I protect you if you won't listen?
Because I feel like at that point, it's you're not even... It's again, it goes to the point where it's do you even like me? Why are you trying? If you think that I'm dumb enough to post things that
How
If
does
you're
me
think-
trying to protect you make you question me like you? Clearly, if I'm trying to protect you, I like you.
No, but like,
if I didn't like you.
I just feel like, you know, if you're gonna think that I'm gonna potentially put myself at risk like constantly, that you have to step in and say, hey, don't post this, don't post that. It's like you're babying me over myself.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with babying you. People don't know. A lot of people don't know, especially women, don't know when the fuck they're putting themselves in danger.
What would you okay, you say danger. Like what?
Watch this. Hold on. Wait. I got this. I got. Watch this. Caprice, because Caprice was standing on this point. You have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
When your kids get to that realm of this social media, you're not going to try to monitor what goes up and where they are on social media. Yes or no?
Am I going to try to monitor what goes
up? Are you not going to try to be involved with what is going on the internet? What they're being attached to, what they're putting up, what they're associating with? Are you not going to try to be involved with what they are doing on the internet? Yes or no?
You said when they can become a certain age.
Are you or are you not going to partake in what they're doing on the internet? Yes or no?
Are you saying like a certain age? Like
I'm asking you a yes or no question. It's straightforward. Are you or are you not going to try to be involved?
It's a difference when it's your children, though.
No,
it's not a difference. It's not a difference. I'm going to show you the point. I'm going to show you the hypocrisy and how a woman don't know what the fuck she's doing. That's why I need you to follow my question. Are you or are you not going to be involved with what they're doing on the internet?
You, because I'm the editor.
I know the answer. You don't even have to bullshit this. Yes, you are. And you know why you're going to do it? Because you're going to try to protect them. Because that's what people do when they care about people. They try to protect you. And that's what that man would be trying to do. Now, I'm not talking about the little petty shit. But people can see certain dangers you can't see. But the problem is you just want to do what you want to do.
Which is fine. I agree with that. But I wouldn't say like I'm necessarily gonna be like everything I post, I'm gonna be running by him. Like, no, I'm not.
Nobody said all that. Nobody said everything.
You moving the goalpost. I didn't say everything.
No, so what was the question? Read the question verbatim.
I said if you are in a committed relationship, should you run some things that you post past your spouse? I mean everything. Because you know why, you know why I mean everything?
You don't know what it is.
In a committed relationship, we are together. Motherfucker, we represent each other. So you can't approach it like it's just you. You can't say it's my business and all this other stuff like that. Remember, I said emphasis on committed. Emphasize committed.
Wait, let's listen to me. What I'm trying to get at is like before you even get to the committed part, you already see my social media. You see what I post, so we should already had this conversation.
But then you said, No, wait,
let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead, I thought you stopped.
And I know what you're comfortable with me posting and not posting because we already had this conversation. So I don't need to run it by you every time I post something. No, I don't, because I already know what you're comfortable with.
You don't know what you don't know what the person is comfortable because it's a trillion words you can say to post about. We haven't went over every single post and unimaginable to be posted. You don't.
You're trying to paint a perfect picture, like you walked into a situation that people literally had the detailed breakdown of conversations that most people literally don't do, like how we had in the beginning. It's actually not done up front like that.
Question to me, it wasn't a question.
Most people, it's funny. You want to know what's funny about? You want to know what's stupid about that statement you just said? Most people don't even have the specific conversations around fucking birth control and condoms. But you trying to tell me niggas having fucking detailed conversations about what the fuck going on social media when they don't even have the conversations about their actual sex life? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not speaking for everybody. You said if you're in a committed relationship, should you run by what you post by your
but you said anything you post, y'all will have already had a discussion about it, and that's not the case. Y'all, no one discusses every single thing that somebody can post about. That's the easiest part.
I didn't say everything I post.
You said we had the discussion about it.
Seen my social media, you see what I post, and
that don't mean I know everything you're going to post for the rest of your life.
my God.
I got this. Wait. I'm gonna approach it from a different angle.
What I said.
I said, wait. I'm gonna approach it from a different angle. I'm gonna start with Izzy. Izzy, what is the with running it past him?
Sorry, you broke off. Repeat the question.
What is the problem with running it past him?
I don't think there is a problem necessarily. I just feel like the have to is the question. Like I don't want to be forced or feel like I have to. I should want to. Like I would value your opinion. That's why I said I would take things into consideration. Because naturally, I do like share the things I post. Naturally, I feel like you would, whoever I would be with, would like.
How would you know if you're offending him if you don't run it past him?
Because
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if you offended him.
No, because I am me. What I post on social media doesn't veer too far from who I am as a person.
No. My question, though. Answer my question. How would you know if you're going to offend him if you don't run it past him?
I mean, I wouldn't, simply.
So you wouldn't. So wouldn't it behoove you to at least make sure you're not doing something that's going to offend him? If y'all are committed like that?
I mean, of course. Of course.
So would it make sense then to run it past him what you posted?
I would take it into consideration.
All right, Caprice. I'm talking now with you. Same questions apply. What is the problem with running it past him?
I didn't say it was a problem. But the question
I didn't say you did. I'm asking the question.
The question was posed as in you had every time you post, you had to.
He's asking a brand new question.
Shut up, Matt. Because this is what I'm saying. I said what I said. The question was posed as in every time you post, you have to run it by him.
I did not. That was not what was said. The question was very simple. It was, should you run past what you post on the internet by your spouse? That was the question.
But now he's asking a brand new question.
And then you said something. You said, "No, I mean everything." Did you not say that?
Dude, you answer the question that is posed to you. You do this a lot. You want to put different questions into one. Every question stands by itself. This is why I always say we don't ever have to give context. When I pose a question, the question stands on its own, right? So I asked the question, very simple, right? I'm gonna show you how to cut and don't cut. Should you run things you post on the internet past your spouse? Yes or no? Caprice?
It's not a problem to run shit by the person that you committed with. It's a problem when it becomes like, oh, I have to every time I post. That's my answer.
All y'all doing is saying the exact same thing that we was addressing before. That the structure, y'all will easily fall in line upon the structure. Y'all just don't like the tone that comes behind someone saying that you have to. So all it does is it proves my point that y'all will do it. Y'all got you know what's crazy about this? That for men to be so egotistical, y'all are egotistical as fuck on this concept.
I never said
because all this, I ain't gotta post everything and all that is ego. Because y'all both say it's not a problem. And you don't even know if you're offending the person if you don't run it past them, which literally means that in order to stay safe, you should run it past them. And vice versa. This goes both ways. It's not just women versus men. That means men too. It goes vice versa.
And so women can protect.
And it's a comfortability type thing too, because if women that have like strong fathers in their household, or they have like strong men in their household, they have no problem with this. A lot of this is women that aren't used to trusting men. They aren't trusting men. They never really had a man take care of them. So anything where they give any power to a man, they feel uncomfortable with it.
But like I said, all it is an ego. It's a you can't tell me, you can't tell me, you can't tell me mentality. But this is the problem with that. Because see, I'm a little different. If I'm gonna do it, I think everything you post should be ran by them for the simple fact you know what would be offensive. I think everything should run by them, and because if I'm gonna be committed to you, then you need to fucking know. And if I'm gonna be with you, you need to know. At any time I take an I stance, then bitch, I don't need you because I'm working independently now. So if we're gonna be committed, then we need to move act jointly. But people want to say, well, why I gotta run it past you? I feel like I don't do this. I feel like, what the fuck you mean? I feel. I keep emphasizing committed. Are you really that committed when you can't? Because y'all both said y'all don't see a problem with it. So the moment you say you don't see a problem with it, then what the fuck are we talking about? So run it past and let it go.
And I don't know about these two females, but speaking in general, taking it off y'all too, because I don't know about y'all too. Most females value protection and finances in a relationship, and most dudes value respect. If I'm giving you the protection, the finances, why aren't you giving me the thing that I value in a relationship? We don't have a relationship.
I don't. Well, you said most women. I don't even think that's true.
That's what I said. Most women.
That most women value just money. Like
I said protection first. I said protection and finances.
Not even that either. Like times is y'all keep living in these back in the day times.
Now women always value protection and money.
Women do value finances because the number one cause of divorce is fucking finances, and women are filing. So money is a fucking issue for women. This is a lie. Let's not say play games. That is a fucking fact. Women value finances.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's not all.
Because I guarantee you, if I wanted to be up under you with no fucking job, this relationship would not last that long. So finances fucking matter.
Sure does.
So if I can't get the respect,
because if it don't matter, then I can be up under you broke too.
Take your own.
Nope, not me.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Thank you, Izzy, for being honest.
I'm not saying that, but you can't. What I'm saying is, speaking for me, I value respect as well. I wouldn't say that's just a man thing to value respect.
I mean, I ain't said nothing about one side about respect. I ain't mentioned respect when what I said. That must be something Matt said.
Because he said women value protection and money, and men value respect. Like, no, I value the protection of money and the respect and everything else. Like, no, we gonna.
All right, we know you live like a whole man too. So we know you gonna want to hit every lane. Okay, we get that. So for the women who not men at the same time,
I guarantee you.
We ain't gonna use you. You a whole man out here too. We get you.
And I guarantee you.
Value respect. Why do I have?
And I guarantee. I said the main thing. I guarantee you.
Because I value respect.
I guarantee you, most women to deal with a guy that don't respect them, but paying for everything, then they'll deal with a guy that respect them and broke as hell. That guy that respect them,
I know that.
Money, they will not fuck with him, even if he can respect them all he wants to.
I know for a fact that's a fact.
She
ain't gonna take that respectful ass broke nigga who ain't trying to get no job. He'll be her friend.
Yeah,
he can't be her man. His respectful broke ass.
Hey, that mean that can say. That mean they can say shut the fuck up, and they shut the fuck up.
The man that's disrespectful got money, both of them should be a friend or associate. The man not even gonna be disrespectful, not even gonna be a friend, associate. And if you decide to spend your money, I'm gonna take it. But you ain't.
Hey, you know I don't believe. Hey, you know I don't believe. Capri, Matt. You know we've been in New York. A lot of the women. They like that disrespectful nigga shit because they just as disrespectful too. And them disrespectful ass women deal with disrespectful ass men all the time. They all disrespectful. They all disrespectful. So I don't even believe that. I think Capri's gonna do what most people do. She gonna be right there, be disrespectfully arguing with that man. She gonna be just as disrespectful as that man. She ain't gonna go nowhere, but she gonna be just as disrespectful. She ain't gonna bow down, but she ain't gonna go nowhere.
I'm allow myself to be disrespected by men. That's what you're saying.
No, I did not say you're going to allow. That's why I just not said. I said you're not going to bow down, but you're not going to leave. You're going to be equally as disrespectful.
No, why would I be with somebody that's disrespectful? I feel like I have to disrespect. I can't be with somebody that I can't respect. What are you talking about? We had this conversation.
He just saying he don't believe it. That's all.
I don't believe it. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe it. That's fine. I wouldn't say I don't believe it. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
That's fine. I don't have to make anybody a believer that of that. So that's fine.
So y'all do know in order to be protected, right? People got to know what's going on. That's why you started laughing.
People have phones. People have social media. They can see what you post, and if they don't like it, they can express that. But to have to.
But why not have it addressed before it even goes up there?
What?
But why not address it before it even goes up?
You already know what I post, so why do I have to run it by you every time I post something?
What I'm saying is, if you
why
post,
do I have to be treated like a child?
no, but what I'm saying, Capri, is if you posted something
Mm-mm.
individually, if you posted something that you usually don't post, you should run it by me. Now, if it's something you normally,
Alright, that's what I said. If it's something out the usual, then that's fine. But if it's something that I usually post that you never have a problem with, why do I have to run it by you?
that later on in the conversation, at first y'all was saying y'all ain't want to run nothing by them. Then
No, that's not.
up.
That's not what I said. If you already see my content, you already see my post. It's just the normal stuff that I post. Why? And you have been fine with it. Why do I have to run it past you? That's something out of the ordinary, something unusual that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, out of my personality. Of course, I would run it by you because this is not something I'm used to. But if I'm not posting stuff like that, I shouldn't have to run that by you. You already see my content. You see what I post.
Everything needs to go past each other.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't need everything. Because you're gonna,
that man should do it, and that woman should do it. Everything should go past them.
You don't trust that person to be an adult and know.
It don't have anything to do with trust. It's all you don't. It has nothing to do with trusting you. Like I said, it falls in the realm of protection. See, the problem is that people see, and this is like you'd rather make the mistake, and then that man got to pick up the pieces after you make the mistake. Why not fix it before we get there?
So you really think people are that stupid to not know to post something that would put them at a threat?
Yeah, that's that whole like baby mentality. You think we're children out here.
A lot of people
we
don't
do. No, we do for the most part. At least normal women.
You think when women post that
regular women
internet and know that they don't know that
the average woman ignorant as shit.
That they posing a threat onto themselves by exposing their
like
body.
Hey Kevin, like on LaPeep, there's women that go. There's women that go to a man house at 1, 2 in the morning just because they want to have a conversation. Don't think that man expects sex. So it lets you know a lot about women naive.
Yeah, or women talk about they'll go up to a hotel room where you would actually go there expecting not to fuck. Clearly, you don't know the danger.
No, you can't say that they know. They just don't want to, or they disregard it. They know. It's no way that you don't.
Then why come over?
That's even worse if they know and they still come over.
They feel like
that's even worse. Now you just telling me my bitch stupid.
Now you say now
you telling me my bitch stupid.
Because I know you want sex from me and I come over don't mean that I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna have to give it to you, whatever. Like that's how just some women think. But you said to Kevin earlier about you ain't easy said about y'all knowing every woman know when they put themselves in dangerous position. So if a guy wants sex, you go into the hotel room at 2 months. You don't think that's putting yourself in dangerous position? I didn't say every woman know when they put themselves in a dangerous situation. I said you don't. I said those women. Some of those women do know they just disregard it. But as me, as a person, you asking me the question and I'm supposed to speak from me. Why would you ever think that I would post something that would pose a threat to me? Because posing a threat to me pose a threat to my children. And why would you think I would pose a threat to any of us?
You know what I think it is?
Because women do it all the time. Because women do it all the time. You keep saying, why would I think? I think this way because I've seen women do it all the time. That's why I would think this way. Now, I understand you got to paint the narrative that you're so much different, but the question because it's done all the time.
Okay, and that's fine for you to initially have that response. But if you see what I post, you see my content, you see what I normally do, then you should not require me to run everything by you when you see what I post, and I'm showing you different. That I'm not those women that will pose a threat or to me.
I don't understand why you're making this stance when you say you don't even see that's a problem doing it. For somebody to say they don't see it's a problem with doing it. I don't like to hear you are like double down on the other side. This sounds completely stupid. Like if there's not a problem with it, then just do it.
Just because I don't
this
see
whole
a
conversation
problem,
is stupid because y'all both said y'all don't see a problem with it.
Just because I don't see a problem doesn't mean that I think that I should do it.
I think the real problem is I'm not even too sure if you guys are. I think the real problem is I'm not even too sure if you guys are like really concerned about our safety. It's more so you're threatened by your security of when I post whatever picture that you guys are trying to warn me of, and other guys coming and
talking about pictures. Like, okay, so when I first posed the question, I wasn't talking about pictures, right? I'm talking about in general because what I see a lot of negative stuff comes in from when people get into the political realm. Not off.
Okay, well, political.
That's not the general thing. If we speak in general,
I'm not. No. I'm addressing what. Listen, I'm addressing what Izzy's statement was, and I was telling her even when you first brought up imagery, I took it off of it because that wasn't where I was going with it. I said I wasn't talking about that.
Right. So if we go in general, right? Generally, when men feel like women should run by them, it's because they don't like them posting certain pictures.
It's the pictures. It's the pictures. It's not my
even if we can run with that, right?
On politics.
Just like how you try to paint a picture of stalkers, right? Watch this. We can run with that. I'm gonna use y'all words. I like to use.
Even with that situation, Kevin, most women don't know what provocative. Most women don't know what qualifies as provocative and not provocative to other men.
It don't even be about
which is true.
It don't be about.
A lot of women think they.
I'll just put a bag over my head, I guess. Then I don't know.
Anything could be
really.
Man, what are you talking about? You could
but no, but there's a lot of women. What I'm saying is there's a lot of women that can show like. There's a lot of women that show that. There's a lot of women that show their nipples, cuts in their dress, and everything, and think they ain't really doing that much.
No, that women.
Don't speak like out of the context of what usually happens, though. Like, because that's not what we're talking about.
Angle. But wait, but that's Priest just told us to speak to though.
Yeah, but like we're not. But like, okay, but speak to us about it though. Speak to us though. Like, okay, even look at my Instagram. Did you ever see? Did you see any pictures like that on my Instagram? Like, yes, there's like some pictures where it's like I have bikini pics on there and things like that. But I'm not out here like posting my nipples and shit. Like, I don't do that. So again, speak to like the context of how we post. Don't speak generally because that can't apply to me. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Caprice told us to address it this way. We're addressing it in a general sense because we're talking in general. Because when we do things, and the reason why I think this subject has to stay general, because if we go specific, then we're going to get to that. I don't do this. I don't, and we know y'all ain't. We know how it works when we get people on these podcasts. It's never you. We know Izzy Caprice will never do this. We're not talking about y'all. We know that y'all only post pictures in your nun dresses. Y'all only wear your halos. Y'all wear your coats. Y'all wear your cardigans. Y'all wear nothing but your leggings that ain't that you wear baggy. We know y'all do this. We know.
Of course.
So we're going to speak to the average woman because we know Caprice and Izzy aren't the average women. We know y'all saints. So this conversation ain't for the saints.
Why you being so facetious right now?
Because Izzy saying for us not to take it in general.
I literally said nipples, and all of a sudden now you're saying like, you're taking it to one extreme to like the other. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, no.
But like I kept saying, the point is most people do it, and we were speaking. And then Caprice said, let's keep it in general, but now Izzy saying, let's not be in general.
Let's keep it in general. I said, if we speak in general, most men that post that whole run it by me before you post it, it's not about protection.
You're talking about the part that you're addressing with the men. I'm talking about the part that was being discussed with the women. We were talking about the part with the women. You said to keep it in general.
No.
Okay, so ladies, if you post your nipples, clearly they're just be open for predators. Moving on. Like if that's what you want to say.
I don't know I don't even know why the conversation continued once y'all both say y'all didn't see a problem with it. Like I think if you don't see a problem with it, then I don't understand the practice.
But why two things can't be true at the same time? Why do I cannot see a problem with it, but why can't not want to do it? Like, don't feel the need to do it.
I never spoke to what you want to do because what you wanted to do was irrelevant because that's why I brought up the committed relationship. I'm not going to entertain an situation if we're talking about committed and being in a relationship. That's why I say I think both sides should do it, period. Or we should be fucking single. If you have a problem with it, then you need to be single. I think both parties should do it.
So every time
I think that's the respectful thing to do. And if you don't do it, that's disrespectful. Period.
So in a committed relationship, both people should, every time they post, should
Yep.
So neither person has the capacity to know what to post and what not to post without that other person's input on it.
Because just like I asked you and Izzy, how do you know if you're not offending them? You know what I do, but you don't know, you really don't know. That's a large assumption that we're going with that concept.
How do you know?
How about if y'all just both said that y'all don't see a problem with it? What's the point of telling me what you want to do, what you don't want to do if you don't even see a problem with it? Just do what you need to do.
Well, it's something that we're just gonna have to disagree on.
And that's what I said originally, and I'll take whatever you thinking into consideration and moving on from that.
Like, of course, whatever.
I currently no more even do all the back and forth. If I tell you I don't want it, you need to run it by me. You either doing it or we could just end it and you can move on because it ain't really.
I stand on that. I believe both people need to do it, and if you don't need to do it, then it's over because that means you don't have no respect. I think both people need to do it, and if you're not going to do it, it's over. Just that fucking simple. I'm not playing these fucking stupid ass games. We're gonna be together. We're gonna do it fucking together. I play that dumbass game with you. You want to talk about? I'm gonna leave your eye ass by your fucking self.
Yeah, I'm not doing all the. I got to come up with a brilliant idea why I want to see it. I want to see it because I want to see it. You either do it or don't do it.
And I don't give a fuck if it's based off insecurity.
I want to see it.
Like, what the fuck it matter?
This crazy. It don't matter if it's based, even if it's based in insecurity, because you could be.
It's clearly like
if you have a problem with that person being that insecure, then that means you should be making the decision not to be with them. At the end of the day, all roads are going to lead.
You're right. I should.
Exactly. So if you got a problem with that, if his insecurity is too much of a problem, then you should be exiting. So at the end of the day, if we're going to be together, then we need to oblige upon this control system.
Right, and if either person don't like the other person's social media, should never got in a committed relationship to begin with. Because you could tell a lot about what a person posts or what they're gonna potentially be posting in the future. Mostly people don't go out of their comfort.
This is what
their capacity of posting stuff.
This is what I said. I don't veer too far from it.
People's social media go years and years back. You can see what they post.
All of this ain't got nothing to do with the overall point of just running it past them. You can keep saying this all you want to, but what that got to do with it? Right now, I want to post something at 11:35. I want to see it. What the fuck would you post a year ago, 2 years ago, 20 days ago, 15 days ago, 18 months ago? What the fuck that got to do with the 11:35 post? I want to see it. Period. The fuck that got to do with anything?
No.
like what are y'all talking about?
Some people post multiple times in a day, so that means that multiple.
I want to see it.
I have to run this by you multiple times in a day? Like,
yes, run it by them.
We're not children.
No, we're not. We're grown ass people. It's like, why am I running my life by you, sir? The hell?
Because you with them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, but it doesn't mean you have to be.
Wait. Listen to what you just said. You just now said, why would I have to run my life by you? But this is a life partner.
Okay.
What kind of dumbass shit is that? So you don't want to share your life with your life partner?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it's
I'm gonna need you to lower your voice.
It'll be crossing the lines of not trusting that person to be able to post stuff that would not pose a threat to any of y'all union or y'all family. Like, why am I not an adult enough, mature enough to post something where it's not gonna pose a threat or you be offended by, and before I have to run it by you? Like, that's crazy that you have like handle people like children.
That means you don't trust them. That means you don't trust them.
You know what's crazy? That you think respecting somebody is childish.
No, but the thing is, like, I just feel like you have to run it because you don't trust them, though. Like, why are you with someone you don't trust?
It has nothing to do with trust. It's
I
all
feel like it does.
Protection. The problem is you think you know. Watch this. And I know what the answer gonna be. You know everything that's good for you.
No, but that person
everything. My word was everything. Do you know everything that's good for you?
Neither person do.
Do you know that's good for you?
You know, not in my entirety. Somewhat.
How many bad relationships have you been
in? I mean, I've only been in like really one, honestly.
Do you think that you are great at selecting men?
I feel like I'm a decent person at selecting who has good energy in general. I don't think it should just apply to men. I think it applies to everybody I decided to put in my life.
All right, so everything you
and I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know. I only know what you tell me.
And that's my point right there. That's my point. That you don't know what you don't know. It's the same reason of why I asked the question of how do you know if it's offensive to him if you don't run it past him? Because you don't know. So why is it not simply a line of respect by just running it past?
Yeah, I said I would take it into consideration.
No, I heard that part. Well, I'm addressing what you just said. You said you don't know. If you don't know what you don't know, then what's the harm with them just running it past him? Because and then you even said you didn't see it was no harm in it. So what is the purpose? I keep double downing on this point about this. I this.
The only thing I could even find like somewhat like I would even like, you know, maybe offend him is maybe like, you know, a picture I would post that even again isn't really that shouldn't even offend you because I post generally the same things and everything like political, social, you know, economical. I'm pretty neutral on social media. I don't take extreme stances on social media like that unless like, you know, I'm like kind of like gearing myself to like, you know, make like some type of like income off of that stance that I'm taking, then obviously you would be involved. But in general, I stand pretty neutral in the things that I post. On pictures, I feel like you should, but I am who I am, and I post basically, I'm posting how I dress. So like, you know, it's like, I feel like, you know, if you're with me, you know how I am. I'm just sharing with the internet. So if you have a problem with me sharing myself and how I am with the internet, I feel like that just speaks to like, you know, your insecurity of me because I don't post anything that's like, you know, real. I'm speaking for myself, but I don't really post anything that would really like, you know, wage war, you know, or be like, you know, offensive, honestly.
But you don't know what's offensive unless the person was to say they were offended. You wouldn't know.
Okay. Okay, but you're speaking on the stance that I would just never, ever share. I never
speaking that anyway. I'm on a simple stance that I think both parties should share everything before it goes up. That's just the stance I'm on.
I think this is what the problem.
And that's your stance. That's not mine.
We don't see the problem.
I didn't say that. You tried to tell me. You tried to tell me just now where I was going with it. And I cleared up where I was standing.
I don't see a problem with running it by them. I don't think it should have to be every time you post something. Like, so you mean to tell me if you post
yes, you asked this question already, and I said yes again. You go. I answered it with yes, and I'm gonna answer yes again. Yes.
In my face,
yes.
It's different. I should run both of those pictures by you.
Yes.
The thing is, like, I don't even think you realize the extent of what sharing is in this modern day. People share pictures of like what they listen to on their playlist. People share like, you know, just like random little quotes. People share like, you know, things that they're trying to sell online. People share pictures of their dogs. People share like views. So you mean to tell me I have to literally run everything by you? Like, what the hell? Nah, that sounds just.
I said what you post. If you're posting it, yes. And I say it goes both ways.
No. That's crazy. Have you practiced this actually to be preaching this to us that we should do it?
I don't have social media to have to run it past nobody.
I see. So it's easy for you to say that then. Okay. Got it.
So you mean to tell me if you post like a cooking video, you have to run it by you, even though you share somebody else's cooking video that you've seen and you just want to share it because you liked it and you're sharing it. And because when you share something, you're posting it. So I have to run that by you. I said it. I said yes. I said yes. You should make it best practice to share the things that you are posting. Once again, I think you should make best practice of this. I don't think nobody should go into it with the mentality of a situation. Not in a committed relationship, you should. But we disconnect that is at the everything. When are you gonna take off the motherfucking training wheels and
but see, y'all every time I keep making the stance, y'all making it seem like the only placement for this is only lies within insecurity.
I didn't say that. I don't care what it's
I didn't say you said. I said y'all keep making it seem like this. Because y'all keep saying, Will, you're insecure. No,
because I don't see this argument ever taking place on like things like she said, sharing cooking videos or things like that. It's usually mainly on the pictures you post of yourself. It's really never like on the I think you're just sharing.
Listen, I understand. I understand to make your argument. Y'all going to say the most irrational stuff. I got to share the video of that cute little Doberman picture too. I understand. You're going to go to something very mean.
I mean, this is you said it.
We know exactly. You said I still stand on everything. I'm not curving it away from it. I said I understand that y'all want to use the most shallow surface things to try to weave yourself away from sharing information. So you keep bringing up new stuff. So I gotta take a picture of the sky being so blue the other day too. Yes, everything. I'm not shifting away from everything. He needs to see every dog pic. He needs to see the motherfucking moon. He needs to see the motherfucking astronaut shit you was looking at. He needs to see everything. He needs to see the dumbass shoes you saw in the mall you posted. He needs to see everything. Everything. And it goes both ways. I don't care how minute you try to make the picture. Everything. Y'all can keep doing that.
But you said it was about protection. So what are you protecting me from?
I said everything needs to be ran past them. I'm gonna say this one more time. This last one.
Oh, that's a point. That's a point.
You need to make it best practice to share what you're putting up. Because anything you put up, because this is the internet, can be used against you. Everything needs to be ran past people. It's understandable if you don't think that it's important. But just like children, when they do certain things and they go outside of it, they might not think that they're in any danger and not realize because you don't know what you don't know, like Izzy said.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, you have all the answers for this. I'm just trying to figure out.
I had all answers. I said one thing, and my one thing was that it should be ran by on both sides. What is all the answers? I made one statement, and I stood on my one statement. What you're saying
No, I'm just saying that you're saying that we should share like everything we post with our partner because they don't have the answers for everything. They don't know everything. They don't know either. A lot of the times they don't know either.
Wait. You see how you trying to make a point now? Now you addressing something I didn't say. I was very straight upon what I said. I said they should do it, period. I didn't say nothing about nobody having answers. Now you want to talk about answers. I didn't bring up answers. So what are you talking about, Izzy?
Wouldn't you need to have the answers if you're trying to protect me from something? Why would you protect me from something you don't know?
I don't know what you're doing to protect you from something. I don't need an answer. I need to know what it is doing.
Why would I waste my time sharing with someone that doesn't know what they're protecting me from if they don't have answers?
All right, you sound crazy. You sound crazy as hell.
Oh, okay.
You sound crazy as hell. So the only way that you can be protected, I have to know exactly the danger out.
Somewhat.
That's what you're saying?
Somewhat.
Okay, you crazy.
Right?
No!
Somewhat.
No!
Somewhat. Otherwise, you're just as dumb as me then, right?
Your
You're just as dumb
earlier.
as me if you don't know what the fuck you're protecting me from.
Just like your statement earlier, if you don't know what you don't know, I can protect you. I can tell you right now, right? Watch this, right? Watch this, right? I don't have to know what's going to happen to you, what could happen to you if you go into certain jobs. But I can say, all right, we do know dangers lurk out there. Just saying how y'all use stalkers and things like that. Because I know dangers lurk out there.
Okay, so then at that point you would have answers, right? At that point you would have answers, right?
Wait, let me ask you a question. You said an answer. One thing we both know is that danger is out there, right? Yes or no?
Sure. In this situation, maybe.
That's all that needs to be known.
But what if you don't know that? But I'm speaking in the sense that you don't know.
But we do know that. But we do know that, though.
So then at that point, you would have answers.
But the answer is that there's danger out there. So we do know this. So to combat what you said about knowing, we do know that there's dangers out there. We know this. And that's all that's needed to be known. So that is sufficient enough.
So if you're saying that we both know that there's danger out there, so why would I post something that would potentially put me in danger if I know danger is lurking out there?
And why would I need you if I know?
Why would I? Like, people don't do it all the time. People put their kids in danger all the time. You keep on saying why? Like, people don't do this all the time.
I'm not saying that people don't do what I'm saying.
But that's your answer. But that's the answer to your question.
But they know that they have.
Dude, everybody don't know. That's the part you're not getting. A lot of people don't know. You're making an assumption everybody knows. No, I'm telling you, some people know, some people don't.
Social media has evolved so much that people know what to post that will potentially put them into danger. Some people disregard the danger because they're looking for the attention.
And I'm not disagreeing with what you said, but like I said, we still know the dangers are out there, Caprice.
All right, which I'm not disagreeing with. I'm not disagreeing with the whole run by, but I don't see the point of everything. If you're saying it's just purely on protection, if I'm posting a picture of
I'm saying everything needs to be ran. Yes, I understand that you disagree with everything, but I'm still standing on everything.
But you
I don't get into picking and choosing when it comes to stuff like that. Because when you start getting into that realm of picking and choosing, then we become in this place of who makes a sound judgment and all the other. I think to stay on a good lane, everything should be ran on both parties. Period. And that's how you escape all the bullshit. Izzy wanted an answer. That's how you escape it, by keeping the complete transparency before it even goes up. There's your answer.
Bruh, you said the whole
Dude,
point
I said
of
what I said.
everything is for your protection, right? It's the reason is the protection, right? That's the reason. The reason is the protection. So me sharing a picture of a dog, what the fuck is you protecting me from? Why do I have to run pass you by a dog that I seen that I like and I wanted to post a dog?
I said it time and time again. You need to make best practice of doing everything. And I'm going to say it again. I stand on it.
So are you saying
I understand you disagree.
Are you saying this has a time frame?
Is this nigga going to keep asking me, am I saying? Nigga, I said what I said. Fuck is you talking about? How many times you going to keep asking me what I said? Dude, for the past 30-something minutes, I've been saying the same exact shit. It never changed. You keep asking me over and over and over again.
Well, we're just going to have to disagree on the everything thing.
People get hurt by things that things they didn't even mean to be certain things. Niggas lose their jobs all the time out of line. What are you talking about? That's why I said there are dangers out there. Some people are in different positions. You don't know what people do, what people represent, the groups they are in. Everything should be better practice of what you run. It doesn't matter if you look at it and say, I don't think this is dangerous. You should still get back to running it back to them.
We specifically talking about social media. You post anything on social media. Could be post food videos, animal videos.
Dude, you keep saying that. Dude, what does that do with my point? My point is still.
People don't even post their goddamn stuff. They mostly post memes and all type of stuff. So you mean to tell me that everything has to be ran by you for my protection, even though it's not something that's dangerous? A puppy food videos not dangerous, but I have to run by you.
Josh,
and I like food right here.
you, how many times Priest asked me the same damn question?
Over and over, and your answer is still yes.
Like you literally keep asking me the same question.
We have to disagree, but you went back into about the job.
Nigga, but if we disagree, but you're posing a question. Like if you made a statement and just say, I don't believe it, that's one thing. But you keep asking a question.
Well, it's not me really asking the question. I'm just basically saying.
Like you literally keep, so you trying to say, like you literally posing a question.
All right, when I'm saying, so you mean to tell me, like, it's not really me asking you a question, it's me answering the question for myself. I don't believe everything needs to be ran by the other person, because most stuff on social media that people post are not dangerous things. People just post videos of animals, food, stuff like that. Most people don't even post videos and pictures of themselves. So I don't know how all that stuff could be dangerous for the protection aspect of how you're trying to say it. But yeah, we just disagree. I don't believe everything should be.
So all these rappers that getting killed by posting their location on social media ain't got to do with that.
I do think that's dangerous. I think that's dangerous to post your location. I don't care if you're famous or not. I think it's dangerous to post your location. Even for YouTube people that make money off YouTube, it's dangerous for you to post your location, because you're making it easier for thieves or robbers now, because people know where you at. Normally back in the day, people will go outside and just rob anybody. You don't know what they're gonna come up with. But now with you posting your location and they know where you at, you can easily be robbed, and they know they're going to get something out of it because they see you posting, they know what you got on, and they know where you at. So I think your location, I don't post my location at all. I don't think you should post your location. I don't care whether you have 10 followers or 500,000 followers. You should never post your location.
And I agree with that, but even if you only have to post your location, you got motherfuckers that watching people all the time and call your homeboy.
That's watching you. That's not on social media. You have people that's
exactly. So you don't know the danger, even when you post on social media.
And the other person don't know the danger either, because if somebody watching me, they watching you. So you don't know the threat of the danger either. Y'all act like stalkers and peeping toms just came out on social media. This shit been going on.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, I don't have to worry about none of this. I'm very clear with where I stand. If I'm within a relationship, I'm very clear where I stand. So this right here wouldn't be an issue for me. It was just because it would be simply me just maneuvering. I'm not going to entertain. If we're going to be committed, I don't entertain our conversations, because I would never eye you if we're together. So either it's going to be we, or we're going to just move our separate ways. So I mean, this is not an issue. Like, this would never be an issue within my personal life, because I would never run these type of negotiations. Like, it's going to be that, like, just that simple. I think everything should be ran, and that's just where I stand.
All decisions are mutually, because I could have sworn one time you said, "Oh,
what decisions? Because you love running multiple different conversations in the same thing, dude. So if you're going, wait. Let me say this before you go. If you're going to do it, you better say exactly what I said within the exact context of what I said, because you do that a lot. And don't you make no statement, and then we got to sit here and figure out what the hell you talking about. So if you're going to do it, you better be very exact.
You just not said, because I would never eye you. Everything will be we. We had a conversation about the whole the decision making in a relationship. You said I would consult you, but I'm going to be the one that makes the final decision. So that's an I thing. If you're not going to be I, and it's going to be we, why can't we both make the decision?
I is different. You keep pushing this partnership thing. So I understand where you're trying to argue from, because you feel you a whole man out here. So I understand when you get to talking, when you take your positions, right? I understand your placement. So I'm never diving into this concept, especially when it comes to you. So
I feel like I'm a man.
You do feel like you're a man. You carry yourself like a man.
I don't feel like I'm a man. I just feel like I have boundaries, and I'm gonna stand on that. That don't have nothing to do with me feeling like I'm a man.
You call yourself a man.
Sometimes I play around like
you say it all the time. Matter of fact, these be your exact words. Wait. These be your exact words. I'm a whole nigga out here.
A nigga don't only mean
when you use that term nigga, you're referring to men because you use it in that exact same context. Now you're gonna sit here and lie and say that when you're saying nigga in that sense, you're not referring to a guy. Because the whole purpose when we're using the term nigga, we're using it to specifically speak to men. Now you're gonna say that ain't even the case now. And you know you're literally using it in that exact phrase.
Even if that is the case, that don't mean that I really think I'm a man because
so basically you full of shit.
Because I stand on what I say. No, that don't mean
Wait. You say you stand on what you said, but you just now said because you said it, that don't mean that's what you mean because that's what you said. So what do we believe? Do we believe what you say or do we don't believe what you say?
Just forget it. You're right. I believe I'm a man. You're right.
Okay, I was about to say let's chop it up. All right, guys. We go.
Yeah, you're right.
What y'all got anything else on this on this subject matter? This was fun. You know, I love when we get to
this shit was heated.
yelling. I like when it come up every now and then like that. It's fun.
That shit was heated.
I mean, because you know, we do this even offline, so it's so natural for us, so it's all good.
No, it's
So some people might not think, especially me and Caprice. Me and Caprice, this me and Caprice.
No.
This me and my twin, me and the one beside me, this is what we do.
We not twins, because you just said that we don't agree on that thing, so we not.
I can't protect you if you're not going to acknowledge me.
No, I didn't ask for your protection.
Hey look, if you ain't gonna come underneath my twinship, I can't protect you out here in these streets, man.
We in two different households. How can you protect me?
I can't protect you out here, man.
Something's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
All right. So, Izzy, you got anything else on the subject matter?
Ladies, do what you want to do with who you want to be with. If you want to be controlled, that is your prerogative. If you don't want to be controlled, find someone who is as free-spirited as you. And whatever you do, do not run all your social media by your man. This is my statement. This is my TED Talk, and I stand firmly on that.
Josh, you got anything to rub with the people, man? Anything else on the subject, man?
I ain't got nothing to say.
Caprice, you got anything else to run past the folk, man, about this subject? Anything else on your heart?
I already said what I said. I ain't got nothing to say.
All right, y'all. This right here was another one for the books, man. Matty B jump off on it. I ain't even see him go. All right, y'all. Until the next time, the gang will be back with y'all.
Peace.
Peace.